Are you thinking about replacing that old toilet? Well, hold up. Don't do it just yet. Did you know that a new toilet with installation can cost between $400 and $800 plus just for parts and labor? What if I told you that with a little cleaning and some basic tools, you can make it flush, work, and look like new again for less than $50? That's right. Today, I'll show you how to save a ton of money by cleaning, inspecting, and rebuilding your toilet from the inside out so it's like brand new without buying a new one or hiring a plumber. So let's get going. So let's do this step by step. It's easy, it's affordable, and something that anyone can do. So step number 1, let's clean and inspect the toilet. Give the entire toilet a good cleaning outside, inside the bowl, and inside the tank. You can use any good household cleaner for bathrooms to do this with. You don't have to buy anything special. And while you're doing it, we're going to inspect for any cracks, leaks, or damage. If the porcelain is cracked, it might be time to replace it, but most of the time it's not. Then we're going to check the supply valve for leaks. If it's dripping or it doesn't shut off properly, we'll take care of that too. So step number 2, we're going to turn off the water and drain the tank. This is very simple. Shut the supply valve off completely by turning it clockwise. If the supply valve is leaking and it needs a replace, then we're going to turn off the main shutoff valve for the whole house. Then you flush the toilet to empty the tank. Use a sponge or a towel if you need to, or if you have a shop vac without the filter on it, to clean up all the rest of the leftover water in your tank. Now step number 3 is important. Have you ever seen those black lines that come down or streaks that come down from underneath the rim in your toilet? Well, we're going to clean those out once and for all. So this is where those black marks and nasty stains keep coming back from. And most people never clean it. They'll clean the outside surface of it, but they don't clean on the inside where the water is holding and all the dirt and grime is. So first, we're going to use a good tape to seal off the flush holes under the toilet bowl rim. I like to use duct tape. It works good, it doesn't leak. So once we have those all covered up, make sure the tape is on there nice and tight. Then we're going to pour about 2 quarts or 2 bottles of hydrogen peroxide into the overflow tube inside the tank. And if you have a lot of minerals or sediments, then you can also use white vinegar, only because we're replacing all the parts. I don't recommend using vinegar if you're not replacing all the parts because it's very hard on metal. So now that we have the hydrogen peroxide poured inside of our fill valve, then we're going to let it sit for 24 hours to break down all the junk inside and all the mineral buildup. After 24 hours, then we'll remove the tape, we'll flush it again and rinse the system by pouring water into the tube again. And this will clean out all that junk from inside there so you won't have those stains coming down again. You're going to have a fresher, cleaner flush every time with no more dirty streaks from under the rim. So step number 4 is the final cleaning before the rebuilding. Spray the whole toilet down with a bathroom cleaner and wipe it down so it's clean and dry to work on. Clean out any sediment or debris inside the bottom of the tank. If you have to scrape it with a putty knife or with a screwdriver, go ahead and do that. And remember, always wear gloves and eye protection while you work on the inside of the tank and anywhere around the toilet. So step number 5, we're going to install this kit right here. This one kit replaces all the moving parts in your tank. You can buy all these pieces separate, but with the whole kit you're going to save money, and this one probably cost me around little over $30. Now before you pick one of these up, they come in 2 different sizes, a 2-inch and a 3-inch. So look in the back of your tank where your drain is, and in the bottom when you lift the drain up, look at the size of the hole inside there. So whatever size you need, pick that size up, and then let's go ahead and install this. All we have to do is remove the tank by unscrewing the 2 tank bolts that are underneath. You'll see them down when you look inside the tank, and all you have to do is unscrew from the bottom with the nut and just hold the top of the screw with a long handle screwdriver. Many times those are so rusted out that you won't be able to use the screwdriver to turn. So you'll have to use probably a deep well socket and then go ahead and unscrew from the bottom, holding it with your screwdriver, and just take it off. Do that on both of them, and then make sure you don't drop that tank. So go ahead and lift up the tank then, and let's carry that out and get everything cleaned up. So, number 2 is we're going to replace the flush valve and the flapper. So remove the old flush valve assembly with this big nut that's on the back of it. Now it is plastic and it should turn fairly easy, but you might have to use a wrench to turn it. So go ahead and start to turn it, and let's remove that from the tank. And this is actually the thing that controls your flush power and your water volume. So make sure it's sealed and it's aligned properly. Next, what we're going to do is go ahead and replace the fill valve. So we're just going to remove the old one by the plastic nut that's holding it on the bottom. Take that, remove it out of there, and we're going to put the new one inside of there. As long as we have the tank off and it's nice and clean, we're going to put that new one in there and go ahead and tighten that up to get it ready, so we don't have to bend over and do that while the tank is on top of the toilet in the bathroom. So now that we have both our fill valve and our flush valve on the tank, let's take the tank back and go ahead and install that onto the toilet bowl itself. So now that we have it installed, we're going to reach underneath here. We're going to put the new nuts on there with the washer. And remember, it is a porcelain tank, so you don't want to over tighten them. Just make sure that they're on there snug and the back of the tank doesn't move around. So once that tank is on, let's go ahead and put the supply line back on, the fill valve. Now if the old line is corroded or it's crusty and it's bad, just install a new braided stainless steel like this one here. The stainless steel ones, it'll give you peace of mind. This one was less than $7. I picked it up. And you want to buy the same length as the previous one that you have. And here's a tip. If you have the plastic type of supply line, get rid of it. You need to replace that. By us, that's actually against code. You can't have the plastic ones anymore. It could save you for some real problems if it ever breaks or somebody shoves something behind the toilet too hard and it snaps off. So go ahead and tighten down the new supply line and then open up the supply valve and slowly allow the tank to fill up again. Remember, do not use Teflon tape on your supply line or on your supply valve. Watch my video on the 8 biggest mistakes when using Teflon tape. I'll put a link to it right up here in the corner. And you'll see I have a cutaway and explain exactly why you never want to use Teflon tape on them. Okay, so number 5, let's check for any leaks and let's go ahead and test flush it to make sure everything sounds good and looks good. Check under the tank, all around the base of the supply valve for any leaks anywhere around the bowl or around the tank to make sure that no water is leaking out of there, and go ahead and give it a flush and listen how quiet the flushing is. When you're done and everything looks good, let's go ahead and put the tank lid back on and you're done. That's it. You've rebuilt your whole toilet without buying a new one, and you've saved some serious cash. Well, not bad for less than $50 and a little elbow grease, right? You've saved yourself hundreds of dollars and a visit from a plumber or a handyman. Well, if this video's helped you out, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss more of my easy home fixes like this one or tool reviews. And also drop a comment below. Let me know, have you ever replaced toilet parts before, or is this your first time? And if you have any questions or you're having trouble with yours, leave a comment. We have a lot of people who can help out in the comments, or I'll go ahead and reply back to you. And all the tools and the parts are linked in the description below, and also my Amazon storefront. It's packed with my favorite home repair tools. And if you want to support this channel, go ahead and hit the Buy Me a Coffee link below. Thanks for watching. You take care, and as always, God bless.